Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to IGCSE Success, your one-stop shop for everything IGCSE English. So we've already looked at 20 ambitious adjectives to make your creative writing pop. So now it's time to look at 20 ambitious verbs that will have Cambridge begging for more. Now, why are verbs important? You might be thinking to yourself. Well, of course, verbs, just like adjectives and any other precise vocabulary choices, really bring your writing to life. Instead of telling your readers what is happening in a rather dull way, strong verbs can really create a sense of movement, energy, atmosphere, emotion. And needless to say, they make your creative prose writing much more engaging. So instead of saying she said in an angry voice, you could simply say she snapped, she barked, she exploded. And this of course will make your dialogue far more sharper and far more intense. Or instead of saying he sat down slowly, try he sank into his chair. And this will create an image of exhaustion or defeat in a far more effective way. Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? And with all that said and done, let's go. So the first ambitious verb is lingered instead of stayed. So you could say the smell of smoke lingered into the air long after the fire went out. Now the second verb is slithered instead of moved. So you could say sweat slithered down his spine as he waited for an answer. Now the next verb, number 3, is bolted instead of ran. So you could say she bolted out the door and didn't look back. Now the next verb is bellow instead of shouted. So you could say he bellowed her name, but the wind swallowed his voice. Now number 5 is quivered instead of shook. So you could say his hands quivered as he reached for the light switch. Number 6 is clutched instead of held. So you could say she clutched the photograph, her fingers pressing into the edges. Now number 7 is wrenched instead of pulled. So you could say he wrenched the door open and ran. Now number 8 is plunged instead of fell. So you could say she plunged her hand into the freezing water. Now number 9 is pummeled instead of hit. So you could say the rain pummeled the roof, loud and relentless. Now number 10, halfway there, is glistened instead of shone. So you could say sweat glistened on his forehead under the harsh light. Now number 11 is hunched instead of bent. So you could say that he hunched over his desk, scribbling furiously. Now the next one is scrambled instead of moved quickly. So you could say that she scrambled to her feet, her legs unsteady. Now number 13 is faltered instead of hesitated. So you could say his voice faltered as he looked away. Now number 14 is gawked instead of stared. So you could say that they gawked at the shattered windows in disbelief. Now number 15 is engulfed instead of covered. So you could say fog engulfed the street, making it impossible to see. Now number 16 is another ambitious verb for covered, and that is enveloped. So you could say that the ferocious fire enveloped the desolate house. Now number 17 is fumbled instead of searched. So you could say that he fumbled for his phone, his hands unsteady. Almost there, almost there. 18 is drenched instead of soaked. So you could say his clothes were drenched, clinging to his skin. And number 19, our penultimate ambitious verb, is sprawled instead of lay. So you could say that the man sprawled on the street, completely dazed. Now our last one is pierced instead of cut through. So you could say that a sharp cry pierced the silence. And there you have it guys, a really quick video on how you can all up level your verb choices and really elevate your creative prose writing. And that's all we've got time for. As always, leave your feedback below, like, subscribe, do everything to help the algorithm, and I will be seeing you again very soon. Until next time, bye bye.